Sure.
3, 2, 1, go. I gotta say, I'm not really digging this, paper hand drawn
sketchbook vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
It's like
But-
animate some real graphics. Yeah.
the map looks great.
The map looks huge. Like even later on, you see like they have different shots of the map and stuff.
Yeah,
It's pretty
Um,
big. From what
and
I
then
can-
the-
I don't know if you
Yeah.
noticed that in that last frame, the flag was animating at like half the frame rate.
I noticed that too.
It was pretty close. So,
Mhm.
I think if you've played Arceus, there's been some like issues with some pop in and animation stuff. So they're really going like low priority, half the frame rate animation, things that are pretty close
Mhm.
to the draw distance.
Okay.
What do you think of her?
She seems cool. Like I feel like the team itself is really lame, but the head people of the team are always cool. Like it's
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
with Team Flare.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they're good designs. The main, Pokemon always has good designs for the main characters. I feel like so. No, it looks good. It looks solid. But yeah, the team looks a little bit silly. I think
Which is
so.
also another thing that I picked up was he talked about Hebra, Mystica. Hebra region is in Arceus.
Mhm.
It's like the snowy area, so I don't know if this is the same land or we'll get something. I'm digging the giant crabs because, as we know, that's a staple in gaming.
Giant crabs.
crabs.
You need him.
Kazira is like
This
somebody
looks
mentioned my name.
interesting. This whole Champion Road thing, and like they bring up gym leaders and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be like the same as always, but like you're actually doing like challenges that they're gonna show up here, right? Like, yeah, these like different things. I thought this was interesting if it's a good way to bond with Pokemon or mix up the gameplay a bit.
Very true. And for once, the concept art looks like the characters. Like how
pretty
often
spot
have I
on.
seen? How I've seen the concept art look cool. The characters just look dopey, but this looks like the models have definitely improved.
Yeah, I know. How do you feel about this though? This whole like crystallization thing.
It's just the next gimmick.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
It does look way cooler than just making the Pokemon really big.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did like the Dynamax stuff
Yeah.
because it was
that's
like
just-
they were just holograms. They weren't real
It
big
felt cheap.
Pokemon. Yeah.
Mm.
Megas were way better. I thought
Yeah,
that
Mega
was...
Evolution was like that was a cool new step, I think, and then they just completely went backwards. But this is kind of between the gimmick and the Mega Evolution, I guess. Yeah.
It's a very Harry Potter school vibe to it.
Yeah, they're doing the whole academy thing. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know.
Japanese school vibe.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It does feel like the Japanese version of Harry Potter, for lack
I'm
of a
gonna
better.
restart again. Restart. Oh shoot! I got like trailers happening.
This is okay. So we got the bonus stuff at the end of the Japanese one. You get like extra things, I think, in game if you pre-order.
Oh,
There's a
Then you get like a
ticket
special
campaign.
Pikachu or something.
Yep, and
Flying
you get
balloon Pikachu.
right, and then they have information. The OLED Switch is coming out
oh yeah.
on the 4th for 380,000 yen. It's about $350 now. So it's inflation is taking over Nintendo too here.
Mhm.
So
How did you feel about the trailer though? Overall, I'm watching it again.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
yeah, go ahead. Matt.
I have a big gripe.
Okay, you go with your gripe first.
Why is this trailer? Why am I reading big text box messages? For the sake of the trailer, couldn't they just voice act it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like it's kind of weird because it's like it's on such a scale now, and the animation is like reasonably good, and like it's big, like the map's huge and stuff. But then you're still having that old, like really old sound font with like the text boxes from like
Zoomed in text. Like I can't even read it fully. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, they're raiding our base. And I'm like, what? Who's prepared to get messed up? It's like, you couldn't have hired somebody to voice act?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
the
like
trailer?
it feels dated. Like just having to like read a bunch of text. Like even Final Fantasy since number 10, it's been fully voiced now, and it's
Yeah.
like they've just
Breath
like
of the Wild
yeah.
has voice acting.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Link yells and stuff. Yeah.
I could even stress that game could have been fine without it, but Pokemon, I just feel like they should probably move in that direction. I can see why maybe they don't want to because of it's how it's been forever. But I mean, come on, at least try it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's getting to the point where it's like it like detracts from like the scale of the game, just like having to read this like huge wad of text. Like, yeah.
And like I like the diversity angle. I'll be honest. Geeta and all these other characters are like, they don't seem like your typical androgynous, like everyone's mixed up kind of race. Like they're adding a bit of personality. I don't mind it, but at the same time, that's not what I was looking forward to. I was looking forward to something that looked better than Arceus. And I don't know if you guys played Arceus, but there's some pretty
Still yet
shock-
to play.
Oh my god! But it's
That's very shocking. Yeah.
it's very shocking. A birthday gift that had come your way from Tony, and you never did. But the point is, it's shocking how there's some moments in this trailer that Arceus does better.
Mhm.
Because Arceus had more atmosphere. It looked like how you're looking at the grass here, and it just kind of, at times you'll see the blades, but at times it's just a flat texture. Arceus handles that way better. Does the frame rate dip? Yes, a lot. But I think it's a technically more superior game.
Mhm.
Whereas in this one, the character models are definitely good, but I'm not really like. You know what the thing is? Here's a messed up part. Smash Brothers N64. There's a scene, if you let the intro play, a Pikachu hanging on a ball, and what you assume is Ash Ketchum walking behind. You see feet walk by, and it's modeled in full 3D.
Mhm.
And ever since that moment, I've been dying for a fully 3D Pokemon game. And I don't think I've gotten it. And the closest it's come to is Arceus.
Mhm.
I really think that game is criminally underrated.
Coliseum,
Yeah.
man. What about? I was just
No, but
thinking
like, you
about
know, like,
that.
Walking
Even do you ever
around-
play Pokemon XD? Like the
No, I didn't
GameCube,
play
the GameCube
yeah.
adventure one. That one was cool. I really like that one.
But are
Oh,
you
the-
walking around as
Yes.
a character?
Yeah.
Yes, you should.
And
Have
it's
you
in
not
3D.
played Pokemon Coliseum before?
No, I have not.
Oh my god, I know what your next birthday gift is. I can't believe it. That is like, that'll blow your mind. Like, and I was thinking about that, how, I do like the angle that they're taking with this. Like, you're at school. It's something different. It's not just you starting from your town and stuff like that. I thought that at least is a positive from a storytelling perspective, but I just can't help but think of, Coliseum and XD, how it just, like, there really is so many other ways they can kind of take this without relying on old tropes, but I feel like they do it out of fear of retaliation.
Mm.
Keeping in the gym leaders, keeping in the team or whatever, and
Oh, dude, can I tell you right away? I'm looking at stuff from Coliseum, and already some of the animation looks better.
yeah.
Oh my god, the camera angle's fixed though. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say like what the Legend of Zelda did from 2D to 3D. I want that for Pokemon.
That's fair.
I want like I am literally in this world, and it feels like the immersion is still not there for me.
Because
I
like
think
graphically, it just feels like they've just like kind of polished the original style that they had on 3DS,
Yeah,
which is kind of they're burgeoning, like like that's their jumping point into 3D. It's like they're kind of testing it, they're starting it out, seeing how it goes. But really, like design wise, it doesn't look much more, like a lot more what am I trying to say? A lot better than it did, like on the first 3D entries on the DS and stuff. Like, there's not like a massive graphical leap. Like, not that you expect like a huge graphical leap, but you just want it to look polished. Like, right.
I think a big problem is like there was so much backlash with Sword and Shield. I shouldn't say so much, but there's a lot of people who were like the whole Dexit and all that crap, right? And I think it's become this weird like correction online, right? Where you know, there's people slamming Game Freak for not doing enough, and then there's people who felt bad for Game Freak, and they're like, oh, the game is still going to be fun. We feel bad for them. They're getting slammed. Let's not be so aggressive like these other people. But I think there's got to be a middle point where you're just like, okay, I understand you have to deal with tons of new Pokemon, and it's a huge media franchise and whatnot. But, I mean, look at the games around you. Look at Mario Odyssey in 2017. Again, Breath of the Wild, 2017. All these games, if you want to keep a stylized thing going, that's totally okay. But it's like what Nat says, it feels like they're just jumping off the 3DS games. And they're not making massive improvements. I mean, this world looks like it's an improvement in terms of kind of the scope so far, but we'll just have to see how it turns out, I guess.
Agreed.
Because it's like you couldn't really fault the 2D Pokemon games whatsoever. Like, you know,
and I even like the Pikachu and Eevee editions, the remakes of Yellow. I loved them. They looked really fleshed out. They made changes, like you just catch Pokemon instead of fighting them. Streamlined some stuff. For me, that's great. I don't mind. I don't care. It felt like Link's Awakening remake. I was very much for it. But I look at this trailer and now I'm looking at Colosseum. And why does Colosseum have more of an impact? I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised that Colosseum has what seems like better, impactful animation.
It's not made by
Holy
Game
crap.
Freak, that's why.
I mean, and I can see I'm not the only one in the comments because people are just, and they're trashing Sword and Shield for it. There's comparisons of it online. I really liked Arceus. Arceus, you didn't have to battle. Arceus had a very different vibe. And I thought that was the route to keep going on. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, Sword and Shield, Scarlet, Violet. And Diamond and Pearl is also coming out. Which is, I'm a sucker for that stuff. So Diamond and Pearl immediately was like, yes, that's it.
I mean, I like
that
what
was
they
more
did with
like-
the design, though, at least.
Yeah,
for Diamond,
Diamond
and
and
Pearl. I thought that was...
Pearl. Yeah, that was like a little like kind of 2.5D, right? That was kind of cool. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think a big problem is Game Freak. It feels like they just need to keep getting Pokemon games out. With every generation, they got to keep adding 50 to whatever, however many Pokemon for the kids, for the merchandise. And I just think that the out of game, or everything besides the game is having too much of an effect on the games themselves.
Yeah.
And I
mean, coincidentally, we. Oh, go on.
Oh no, sorry. I was gonna say just real quick that I don't not think that they're not working hard on these games or whatever, but I mean, I think they're just working hard in the wrong ways.